What's up? I'm Ben Margera.
What's up, everybody? RIPRIDE or Die podcast, episode 5. My guest, the one and only Bam Margera, and special guest Alex Moul. This episode is sick. Lots of stories of skateboarding. Check it out. It's gonna be a great episode. RIPRIDE or Die, motherfuckers. Get it! What's up, motherfuckers? This is Andy Roy, RIPRIDE or Die podcast. Remember that, motherfuckers. Today, special fucking day. Alex Moul, my homie, Bam Margera, us three, fuck faces right here. I don't know. This is great because I haven't seen you guys in a while. So today is a fucking special day. So fucking be prepared. We got some funny stories. All of us, we're going to have to just dip into it, dude. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking Bam.
I think the last time we were all together was I had an idea at Castle Bam that was 2 days old to invite everybody possible to a big rock concert / skate show. And I flew you in, Alex in, a bunch of other pro skaters.
Yes.
And we had Valiant Thor play, Mike Nappy, and
Freeway
and Beanie Siegel.
Beanie Siegel.
And the township always tries to shut down everything I do, and they couldn't file this new rule in time.
Yes.
So I had thousands of people show up.
Dude, there were so many fucking people.
There was
we
so
all had
much,
our own room in the castle. Dude,
Yeah.
there was fucking so much shit going on.
There were so many cars outside with trash everywhere. The township was furious, and then they started a new rule saying that this can't happen again, and you could only have 100 people or less over at once because I had thousands and thousands, and I can't have an event and I can't sell tickets. The very next day, there's all these foxes running through my land. They're trespassing with horses and guns with these flutes going, burr, burr, burr. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's a fox hunt event. I'm like, hold up. It's an event and you're selling tickets. You just made a new rule that you can't do this because of me. They're like, well, this is grandfathered in. This has been happening for decades. I'm like, well, this ain't fair. This isn't right.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, they're trespassing through my property.
Right, that's your property. You should be able to do what the fuck you want, right?
Well, wherever the foxes go is where they go. So they travel through the woods and in my property with
All
their
through that,
goddamn flutes.
Grass area and shit, huh?
I'm like, and as a matter of fact, I don't feel anything about, I'm not cool with you killing foxes, especially on my property.
yeah, dude, that's fucked up. Yeah, dude, that was fucking crazy, man. That whole Freddie Gold was there.
Yep.
Danny Way. That's the first time I met. Like, I obviously knew who you were, but that's when we first met and actually fucking became homies and stuff.
Yeah. No, it was mental. I remember, like, in the morning, I got up early in the morning. I don't think anyone else did, but like, I walked up to the front gate, and there was a squad car in front of the gate, turned sideways, like stopping everyone from coming in or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went back to report back to him and his agent or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're trying to stop it or something. But like, but no, they didn't stop it. It went carnage. It was ballistic.
Dude, it was
And
wild,
and
dude.
he drove in with his buddy from Boston, and he got a bit larried up, and he decided to jump off the top into my pool, but he went in the 4-foot end, not the deep end. He cracked his head open. He was knocked out cold in the water. And
What the
like we saw him go, woohoo, and then he came in, and we didn't hear him come up. So he's with his Alex is with his cell phone and everything. He just dives in and saves his life and rushed him to the hospital. And like the nurse was even crying because he didn't know if he would make it.
That's fucking, I missed that one.
Big shout out to G-Fro right there, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Dude, we were going nuts, man. Was that the time when you flew me out there to get off drugs too? Was that was it that one?
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of Suboxone or something and I was having, but dude, we were fucking partying. There was people in every fucking room.
I thought you were actually quite mellow. You were mellow in the cello with that one.
Yeah, I wasn't like so bad, you know what I mean? Because I was just taking those Suboxone, so I wasn't doing actual heroin then.
Dude,
you know?
I don't know how you function on that because somebody was like, you're flying to Australia? That's a 20-hour flight. I'm like, yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
This will help you sleep. I'm like, what is it? They were like, a Suboxone. I never heard of it.
Yeah.
So when I was flying to Chicago to Philly, it was a 1-hour flight, and I found it in my pocket. I'm like, oh shit, that thing? I was supposed to take it in Australia. Fuck it, I'll just take it. Dude, it was a 1-hour flight. They had to slap me awake. And they're like, sir, it has been an hour and everybody's been off the flight and we can't wake you up. I'm like, huh? They're like, you need to get off the flight. So I get up, I can't even walk.
Yeah.
And I'm start walking. They're like, sir, your luggage. I'm like, luggage? You know, I'm like, what? You know, I'm like, how do people, it was such a small pill and so gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have no idea what you lot are talking about.
It's like
by the way.
it's what's boxing is. It's to get people off of heroin, like to wean them off heroin, so you don't feel as sick.
Right. Well, you brought the wrong fella in here because I know nothing about
Yeah.
that.
So, but it's like it's prescribed to people, like to get off like heroin, to not use heroin.
Crikey.
So,
all right.
Yeah. So it's like you could get there's pills, or they got a thing where you put it under your tongue and it dissolves, but it makes you not sick. So like,
well,
if you're
I think it
getting off
works
heroin-
reverse for
yeah.
you, because I heard when you were on heroin, you'd run around the city like a maniac.
Yeah, it would give me energy for sure.
That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. But that dude, that fucking party was fucking so.
What about the driveway contest?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Driveway contest was brilliant.
This thing started at like 9 a.m. I remember waking up and looking out the window, and I was like, dude, there's thousands of people here already.
Thousands.
Somebody did a nollie pop shove it down. I was like, it's already going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It was
people
like
were
from
blasting
morning to
over
night.
the hip. I was sat directly on the hip with my mate Josh Phillips, and then who was the bloke announcing it?
You.
John Boy Lever,
Andy.
Johnny
Yeah.
Boy Lever, and you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then everyone suddenly, it was just like whap, whap, whap. Like, you know, people were flying everywhere, and we were like, "Wow, this is mental." You know what I mean?
Like-
and then people started landing stuff, and that triggered off everyone else to like land more stuff, and there was some hammers went down over that driveway, because that driveway is seriously gnar boots to go over that massive hip over to the, you know, over to the gravel.
Yeah, and like I was saying, the township has stopped so many things at my house. When I first moved in, I had Slayer play, so they tried to ban concerts, and they had a new decibel level of sound at a certain hour.
Yeah.
They got changed, and then I had an upside down car in the driveway. They said no more upside down cars. Then I had a zip line with a wrestling ring, and even if it's anything like, there's
Anything
lesbian vegans wrestling. No more zip lines to lesbian vegans wrestling. Anything I come up with, they shut down.
It's fucking
Any kind of fun that I have, they cannot stand me having fun.
the shit.
But fox hunting is totally all right through your property.
But you can kill a fox in trespass in somebody else's property.
Yeah, how does that fucking work? The shit that has gone down at the castle is fucking crazy. My buddy Scummy, the motorcycle dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he knows me and you are homies. And he's like, dude, we went out there one time and I rode my bike through the window of your
Oh, he
at
did.
the castle.
He did, yeah.
He might have been with Mets. I don't know. One of those.
No, he was with Brian Deegan and
Okay,
the
yeah,
whole
those dudes.
Metal Militia dudes, which really upsets me, because we were filming this thing in Delaware where Guar was playing, and we needed skaters to ollie over Guar, BMXers to backflip over Guar, and then Deegan was supposed to backflip or just air over Guar, but he's like, dude, it's really windy, and I want to do this backflip for your show, but it's really windy. I'm like, dude, just air. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, 13-year-olds watch this. You don't have to go for it. He's like, no, I'm going to go for it. Well, he went for it, and the handlebar went into his ribs, punctured his lung, and I think they had to like take it out. And like it really fucked him up. He was in the ICU for a few days, and they were like wondering if he was going to make it or not. It was terrible.
That's gnarly, but that's part of the fucking game, dude. You want to play, you got to fucking pay, dude. That's how it goes.
There's been a few injuries at your spot, hasn't there? Really, I reckon.
Yeah.
You mentioned like the almost death scenario with my mate.
Yeah.
And he dived in, like jumped off the balcony into the thing. But then there's been a few where like fellas have like tried to jump. What was it? The gorilla?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yep.
It was
I remember the gorilla.
the gorilla over the same hip.
There's kind of a rule with skaters, especially sponsored or pro skaters, that no matter where you wreck, you don't sue the property. It's your dumbass fault for trying to switch crook on a rail that you weren't ready for, and you know it's all your fault. But you know, if a little kid wrecks, the parents look at the property and know that they might be able to get something, so they file a lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like, but there's a skater's rule where you just don't sue. Like, if I broke my arm at Tony Hawk's vert ramp, I'm not going to file a lawsuit with Tony. I'm going to be like, I'm an idiot for trying that. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah. My dad, built me a mini ramp. I came back from tour on a Death Box tour or whatever. He built a mini ramp in the front garden.
Yeah.
Brand new mini ramp. Got back from tour and I was like, wicked. And he goes, the first thing you got to do though is spray paint on a piece of plywood. Skate your own risk. Just because, and this is in England. No one sues anyone in England. Because everyone fails. They were like, that's a joke. What do you mean? Like, in America, it's like, I stubbed my toe on your doorstep.
You can slip on a grape. You can slip on a grape at a grocery store and then get millions. Spill some hot coffee on you from McDonald's and get a little third-degree burn and you got $1 million.
Yeah, dude.
As long as you have the right asshole lawyer, you can get anything done.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, when you had this mini ramp, is this where you discovered Tom Penny at the age of 12?
No, that was...
Do I have tattooed on my hand, by the way?
Do you?
Yeah, look.
Oh my God, he does have Tom Penny. All right, that's amazing.
But you told Jeremy Fox from Flip about him at the age of 12. He's like, you're just trying to get one of your mates sponsored. And then later on, he's like, who's this Tom Penny character? I've been telling you about him.
Yeah, dude, Tom Penny's a legend, man.
Tom, before then, but Tom would come over and sometimes with Danny Wainwright as well. Like they would just show up.
Danny Wainwright.
Show up on my, on doorstep and be like, is Alex around? Can we skate the ramp? And then I'd come out and skate the ramp with him. You know what I mean? And what have you. But Tom, I met Tom like years prior to that, but only a few. It was still in the early days where no one really knew about Tom and what have you.
Did you grow up around those dudes like Danny and?
Well, Danny lived in Bristol, and Tom grew up in Oxford. Okay. So.
And where did you grow up? Where were you?
Oxford.
Oxford. Okay.
Yeah, Oxford, Abingdon, Oxfordshire.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. I thought Tom was amazing straight away. I remember knocking on his door one morning and his mum answered and I goes, can Tom come out to play?
Yeah.
Because, we were like real young and what have you.
Right.
I remember getting him on the train and we went to Southsea Skate Park, which is really shouldn't be like absconding anyone's kid. I'm only a couple of years older than Tom.
Right.
We shouldn't have been allowed on the trains anyway, but back then,
Yeah.
No one cared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I took him down there. We destroyed this place in the day. Like it was jump ramp era.
Yeah.
We were doing 360 melons, like off of spine ramps to flat and stuff. You know what I mean? And what have you. And I remember like all of a sudden, Tom did this really boned out melancholy grab, right? Or sad grab, whichever one you want to call it. And his back foot slid off and he came down and did a full pogo on it. Whap. From probably about...
Wait, like a credit card?
Yeah, credit card.
Straight up the balls and ass?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's...
Straight up the balls and ass.
Yeah.
No, right in his...
And it don't feel any good.
No, it doesn't. Hell no.
Right in his no man's land, right between. So luckily, you know what I mean? He got lucky on that.
Right on the Badger's Drift?
Yeah, like in the taint or whatever you call it in America.
That's called the Badger's Drift.
All
right. The backwards.
No man's land, we call it in England. No man's land.
Badger's Drift.
Anyway, but the thing is, Tom was young and he didn't, he had no sponsorship or whatever at that point.
Yeah.
I was just taking my mate out for a day out, somewhere exciting.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, he had razor tail so bad, like that it literally razored his like inside. And he goes, he walks. I'm like, that's definitely going to be bad because I was still back there waiting for my go. For the jump ramp. And I went up to him and he walked up the bank and he pulled up his trouser leg and all of a sudden blood just went all over his high techs.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They went red and I was like, oh no.
Ass blood or ball blood?
What?
Ass blood or ball blood?
I think it was in between. It was still no man's land.
A little slice of the sack to the butthole.
So the problem was I had school the next day. I think it was a Sunday, right? So I had school the next day and I was like, oh no, you're going to have to go to hospital, you know?
Right.
And he was like, no, man, it's all right. Like, I'll be fine. He even spoke like that at 12. So, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Did he smoke weed back then?
I don't know, but I reckon so. I reckon so. You know, I think he was born smoking it.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
But But yeah, and I was like, no, this is a problem. We went to the like South Sea skate park nurse, and they went, yep, you're gonna have to go to hospital. And I was like, shit, I've fully kidnapped you and brought you down here like 2 hours on the train.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave you here though, because now you're gonna be in hospital overnight.
Right.
And they did. They went in there, stitched up his no man's land, and I had to like get. And back then, it wasn't like a cell phone or internet or anything.
No.
You know, it was like you're lucky if a dial-up phone worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to try and explain that one, and basically, but he was all right, and then clearly he was all right because he changed the world.
Yeah, he did. He did. He definitely did.
He changed the world of skateboarding for sure.
I'm telling you, man, skateboarding, I think, is the gnarliest sport ever. I mean, I get it. Football, you get tackled, you have pads on, but I mean, that's that. Motocross, you do a backflip and you bail, you could be dead, who knows, but you practice into a foam pit until you wire it. Skateboarding, you can wreck on anything. I had a similar experience when I was filming Transworld video. I tried to nollie lip slide Point Loma to 13-stair handrail. First try, I could have landed it. Second try, I missed the nollie, racked my nuts so hard in the no man's land, and I fell on my face and slid on it to the point where I thought it would never heal. And they're like, dude, you all right? I'm like, I don't know. And then I go around the corner, they're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to jerk off to see if my dick still works. But there's only one thing that you could do.
Instead of cloudy water, just a bunch of like pink water came out.
There's this one thing that only happens in skateboarding, and it usually happens in a pool, where you slam so hard and one butt cheek sticks to the concrete and the other one just goes and you split your butthole open and you're like, ah!
Yeah,
it feels like you've been split in half.
There's
like,
no other sport that would happen at.
Yeah, skateboarding.
And you can knock yourself out on the loop. You could rack your nuts on a handrail. You could hit the edge of a ledge right on your back. There's so many ways to get hurt.
There is. Bombing down a hill, dude. Getting ran over by a fucking car.
Yeah.
Hill bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it was, what was it, a Santa Cruz video or something? I don't know. And it was a Pal Peralta video. I think it might be Future Primitive. But they had these big pads on their hands, and it was skidding down hills, and I was like,
they were doing that in Catalina.
Huh?
The hill in Catalina.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
like Stacey Peralta and those dudes, huh?
So I'm in England, right? We got gravel roads. You know what I mean? It's not like you can cess slide down anything, and gloves and what have you.
Yeah.
So we hike up this hill, me and my mates, and it's just rough as shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's really bad. And I'm like I'm pushing, and I'm pushing down the hill, and I start getting up some speed. I've never felt speed wobbles before in my life. You know what I mean?
Once you get speed wobbles, there's no going back.
I know.
It's just a matter of time that you're going the fuck down.
Yeah, dude, you get bucked.
I hate that. I'm like, oh, no speed wobbles. Oh, when's it going to land? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there ain't nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
I'm giving it like this. All down the bloody hill, right? And I'm like, whoa, this is like quite a steep hill, and I really like now I'm losing control. I'm starting to freak out.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Next thing I know, boom. Excuse me. I land on my side and I skid down my side. My whole right arm is just skinned.
Fucking meat. Yeah.
Yeah, just like skinned. Like what do you call it in America? Road rash or something?
Rash.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we call it, I don't know, skinned.
Yeah, skinned.
There we are.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah, picking pebbles and rocks out of your fucking arm and shit.
I was planning on coming back next week with some big gloves and some some plastic on them to like skid around and stuff.
Yeah, that's what they would have. They'd have like fucking skid plates and shit like fucking on their hands.
So I remember the next week at school, I'm there. And it's summertime, right? So I got my little short white T-shirt. And my teacher's like, you need to go to the doctor's. Because all this stuff is starting to scab up. It's starting to stick to my like shirt and what have you.
That's when you get a potential staph infection, which I've seen me do twice, and it ain't fun.
Yeah, get fucking MRSA or some shit.
So they let me off school early to go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor and they got me some...
Hyperprox.
I don't know, some red stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They whapped all that on my arm, and then they wrapped it, right? They wrapped it in a bandage. And then again, you should be all right to go.
Yeah.
3 days later, I'm taking the bandage off to check it, and I'm like, oh no, the scab's grown through the bandage.
Stuck together.
It's stuck in there.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh no. like,
Just rip it off.
Yeah.
Just ripped it off.
But it was wrapped. So it had gone through multiple levels. So
Now you have a whole new open wound scab.
Yeah, no,
and you're back to square one of your problem.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
Basically, I should have just left it. I should have left it in the first place. Kids, don't listen to your teachers.
Well, you know that if you do a manual all the way down the hill, you cannot get speed wobbles. You need 2 sets of trucks to make it
it fucking start wobbling.
So if you manual the whole thing, you're good to go. But as soon as you put your front wheels down, you're going down.
That's an amazing concept. I've never heard of
Thomas Winkle taught me that one.
Yeah, T-Wings.
That's the homie we kicked it with at
the castle.
Yeah.
T-Wings, big love, man.
Yeah, but Bombing Hill, dude, when I started hanging out with Joey Trichet and Julian and Coco and all those dudes, when I start going to the city with them, and there ain't no hills in Santa Cruz, really, right? There's like one, Laurel Street. That was it. But in San Francisco, that's what those dudes did. Arco, all these dudes. And I was like, fuck, man, I skate ramps and I like skating bird or whatever. So when they would take me bombing down hills, I was just like, fuck, man, this sucks. Dude.
There's kind of a rule in SF that if you find like a ledge on a hill, say you kickflip curb grind the ledge, once you land it, it's the rule that you have to bomb the rest of the hill. What are you going to do? Power slide and pick your board up and say, I did it? No, you got to bomb the rest. That's part of the trick.
You ride it to the fucking end.
And if you don't do that, then no one's going to take you seriously.
Yeah.
I got an SF one with Frank Goer. Love you, Frank. Maximum love. Like, brilliant fella. Like, and it was like 2:00 in the morning after the pub one night.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, we're at the top of this hill. And he goes, and this is how he went home every night.
Yeah.
This is how he just got home.
Yeah.
So he knew everything, like where the train tracks were and what have you. And he goes, when that light at the bottom turns red, go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean go? And he was like,
That means by the time you get there, it's going to be green.
Yeah, but we'd had a few. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd had a few, and he's gone, go. And then as soon as he said go, he's gone.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, now I'm bombing this hill. I'm trying to follow him. I'm already getting speed wobbles, like one block down. We got 6 blocks to go, down to 6-0, right? All of a sudden, I'm seeing train tracks in front of me, and he's like ollieing them. I'm like trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I got home safe, so did he, but I got there 6 minutes later.
Yeah.
I was like,
Frank bombs hills, man.
Because the lights were changing.
Yeah,
he was going through the lights.
Yeah.
And then I was like behind, and I was like, the lights are changing on me. That's gone red.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm not about to get run over this fella at 2:00 in the morning.
I don't know if you remember the anti-hero video Fucktards, but it just clips to this dude, Sean Young, in the rain, pushing his ass off down this hill, like trying to get speed bump. And he's just kicking his head. I'm like, dude, a hill that steep, I would just put my board down and start going. He's just pushing and pushing and pushing. Somehow, some way, he made it.
He made it, and it was like 3-4 in the morning or something. And he wanted to go back home where he was from. I forgot where he's from.
He's from Alabama.
Alabama. So he was from there. He wanted to go back home, and Mickey's like, "You got to bomb the fucking hill." It was
you got bombed here. I won't buy you a plane ticket.
Fuck, what's the name of the street? I forgot the name of the street. But he fucking bombed it, and he was on acid. I'm pretty sure he was on acid, and he was drunk, Jack Daniels or something, in the rain, and fucking bombed down the hill and fucking made it. Yeah. That was like, Mickey, like, you got to bomb down.
That's probably the only way. That's probably the only way he did make it.
Yeah, being on acid.
Well, when I bought my other house 4 miles away from Castle Bam, it was a massive steep driveway, and everybody who tried to bomb it always got speed wobbles and ate shit. And
your other house, right?
Yeah. And I remember that Fred Gall was staying at my house, and he got so larried up that he fell asleep in his chair to the point where I had to put my finger under his nose to see if he was still breathing. And I was like ready to call an ambulance. At 9 a.m., he just wakes up all refreshed, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm bombing that hill. I'm like, wait a minute, let me film it. Hold on, let me call a red camera guy. If you're gonna do this, I have to film with the proper camera. He's like, no, I just want to get it over with. I'm like, wait. Yeah. So I just put on my iPhone and I hit record, and I know how loose his trucks are. He's going down.
Yeah.
He fucking made it.
He did.
He was the first person to ever make it with his loose ass trucks.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was one of the raddest things I've seen live. And like another time is when Tom Penny, he was wearing Timberland boots. It was at the Long Beach Trade Show. I think he was a bit larrowed up, but it was midnight.
And he kickflipped the rail.
He just grabs his kid's old ass Pal Peralta board with like these crappy bearings. He tests out the wheels, fuels the trucks, and he just barges his 13 stair handrail at night and kick flippers it with his Timberland boots first try. I'm like, that was awesome.
Yeah. Some skaters,
Oxford boys make some noise.
That, huh? Like Tom Pitt, yeah. Dude, that hill was fast too. Yeah. Danny did it, right? Didn't he do it on his? Danny Wade did it on his mega
ramp board.
Board.
I think he might have even done it switch. I can't remember, but
Danny. I remember Danny was like, "Oh, you need the front foot impossible into that and bomb it." And I was like, "I don't know about that, mate."
yeah. That was a fucking. I remember when at that party when you Beanie Siegel and Freeway Philly, right? Or what was his name? Freeway, just Freeway. Yeah. Fucking, you had all the money, you dumped it out. I got photos of us.
Yeah.
With that gun. Remember someone showed up with the fucking AR? And I got it. I'll send it to you guys. But it's us three.
I took pictures of you on the gorilla with it. I got a silhouette of you on the gorilla with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I got a photo of me, you, and Danny. I wish we got to start flashing this shit, but of all the cash, and you're like, Andy, scoop it up and go bring it to them. Yeah. And they're all kicking it in that other room and fucking.
Is what blows a big dick is that I agreed to Beanie Siegel to pay him $7,500 to show up and do it, and he's like, all right, cool, I'm bringing my homie Freeway. I'm like, you can bring whoever you want, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So he plays, then Freeway plays, and I'm like, here's your $7,500. He's like, well, what about him? I'm like, what about him?
Yeah.
He's like, I said I was bringing him. I said you can bring whoever you want. You can bring your girlfriend, boyfriend, or fucking anybody.
But dude, bring
you never said he's getting $7,500 as well. He's like, well, he just sang. I was like, that's great. But this was not discussed.
You split that with him.
Yeah, you split that shit with him. We argued back and forth. I'm like, you know what? I can't deal with this here. Just here's $7,500. So
yeah.
That kind of sucked a big dick, but you're supposed to discuss this shit. You can't just say you're bringing your homie. All right, bring your homie. Bring 18 homies. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can bring your ex-girlfriend, whoever the fuck.
I brought my mate to the castle.
Yeah.
He'd suck his head down in your, in your dungeon or whatever you down there.
Yeah.
Whatever. And Annie was like, who the fuck is that? I'm going to go and kill him. And I was like, he didn't know. He was just like, what's this trap door?
Well, the best part ever, there was this girl.
And then they both came up and I was like, great, nice one, Josh. You almost got kicked out the first night. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, everything's cool.
At the party.
Bam came up and he goes, I just wish it had been Moul and stuck his head down. Everything had been sound.
Yeah.
At the party, this girl showed up. And in her purse was all these little like peach snap shots or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like getting pretty hammered. And she is fiance with a skater friend that I'm very good friends with. Not going to mention his name, but we wound up opening one of my guest room doors, and there she is with two dudes having a massive threesome, sucking and fucking it down. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, skiing.
She's like, make sure you don't tell him. I'm like, well, I think when we opened up the door, my homeboy was filming because I was showing him a tour of the house.
Yeah.
And part of the tour was you having a threesome in one of the guest beds, so there's nothing I can do or say about what he's going to do with the footage.
Yeah, you got to be a little sneakier than that.
These two are way more rock and roll than I have, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And then remember fucking, I remember Danny took off to like the strip late that night. Yeah. I wasn't feeling so hot or whatever, but he came back with two broads and fucking, I remember and they stayed for a couple days.
Well, that's the problem. If there's beer in the fridge or any kind of liquor whatsoever, no one will leave until it's all gone.
Oh, absolutely. Until it's finished.
Until it's finished. They'll even call off work and shit.
And then one of those girls that Danny brought back, she was into fucking, what's the...
Nitrous.
Remember? And she fucking, she was all, she loved it. And she fucking lived like an hour or two away from the castle. She had one of her friends Uber a tank to the castle. Remember that?
Really?
Picture the Uber guy.
With no passenger in it, just the tank.
Yeah. And Uber shows up to our house.
What kind of Uber driver is going to suddenly go,
so you getting
I'm
in or
here
not?
for the tank?
Yeah.
Are you getting in the car or not? No, this massive nitrous tank is going in your trunk and has to be delivered to this address.
I remember that.
When you order an Uber, aren't you supposed to say who you're looking for?
Yeah.
What, like a tank is going to like, did it have like a microphone on it and said like, oh, a speaker?
Yeah.
Who
in
are
a
you looking
funny
for?
voice.
I'm going to Bam's Castle, please.
Yeah.
Stick me in the back, please. I have no legs.
It showed up though. I remember, and it was in the bottom stairs bathroom.
Yeah.
I remember we were all hitting on it and stuff. But man, that was a crazy party, dude.
Yeah.
There were so many fucking people there. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, that was massive. Like, I mean, like it was. How many you reckon there was? Like 5,000 people?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like shoulder to shoulder, dude. It was like fucking people on mushrooms, fucking acid. That was just dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, there was at one point I was in the barn and I couldn't even get back to the. It took me half an hour to get back to the house to take a piss because like which then I realized everyone was just doing in the fire and anywhere anyway. You know what I mean? Like, but
and the bands played. Remember the fucking one dude climbed up on the rafter
and fell right into the crowd.
Yeah,
dude. Thank God people caught him because I've seen a lot of stage dives where people are just like, "Oh, he's jumping from that high. Clear the floor. I ain't catching his ass."
Yeah,
you know.
Wait,
they just land right on your fucking ass and head.
I bet you've done a lot of stage dives too, where you're like, I hope these people catch me and all.
Yeah, I always get caught.
Oh, what lucky you!
You did it in one of those fucking.
Well, I did it at the hymn concert at the it was on Tottenham Court Road. I forget the name of the venue, but they had a sold out show. And I was sitting there with Kelly Osbourne, and everybody's telling me to jump from the top. So I jumped. Everything's successful. I lost my important BAM shoe with a heartogram on it. It was a prototype that they found and hung up at the Crowbar Rock Bar as a souvenir. But some dipshit in the back got all fucked up and decided to jump, and they were all facing the other way watching the rock concert. So his knee lands right into the back of some girl and like paralyzes her and shit.
Oh, no
They filed
way.
a lawsuit saying that he was influenced by BAM to jump. I'm like, well, the whole crowd was looking at me. I wouldn't do it if they didn't know it was going to happen. This idiot jumps from the fucking back while everybody's not seeing him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Of course that's going to happen.
Right. Dude, that's crazy. It was like some balcony, right? It was like a fucking. So I remember seeing the photo of you doing it, right? Or footage of it. Of you fucking.
And that's what I hate. You know, with Jackass, there's a lot of parents that I've heard a baker's dozen of times saying like, "Bam, just so you know, my son got injured copying what you do." I'm like, well, I got injured doing what I do. What the fuck is your point? I have 16 staples in my head, 8 broken ribs, 3 broken ribs on the other side, 3 broken feet, 15 broken right wrists, and a hyperextended elbow with the bone sticking out, left clavicle broken, tailbone broken. Like, I've got hurt doing what I do. So what the fuck is your point?
Yeah, exactly.
My kid got hurt doing what you do. I got hurt doing what I do. What the fuck's your point?
Exactly.
And a dick burned into your ass.
And a dick branded in my a dick farm branded in my ass because I kept jumping. So it was now I got a hologram dick.
Oh, there you go then. It turned out better than you imagined. All right, there we are.
Yeah, there's so much crazy shit that went down at that castle, like throughout all the years.
I've had a Civil War reenactment with 100 Yankees and 100 rebels fucking firing guns at each other. I've had, oh my God.
You said Slayer played?
Slayer played.
Gwar, too? It was
Gwar. I've had the whole house filled up with bubbles. We had the hot tub filled with fucking milk with Cheerios in it, and everybody tried to eat it all. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, there was a time where the hot tub, you honestly had to have a hazmat suit to get in there because I don't know how many fucking cream-stained Vinnies and Debbies were floating around in there. Vinnies and Debbies.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, there's some shit that's gone down there, man. And fucking, just all the fucking around. What was that, ice skating rink too in there too? Was that it?
That was at the other house.
Oh, was that at,
and
at April's?
Now my brother bought Prince's soundboard from Purple Rain, and it's a recording studio now. So
wait, at the castle?
Yep.
He lives at the castle now, right?
I haven't been home in like 3.5 years.
You haven't been there. You haven't seen the castle at all.
Nope.
You don't want to go back.
I do want to go back, but I mean, at the moment, I'm just kind of like, I've outgrown my hometown. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, dude. It's time to do some other shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to go fucking roam around, wander around other places. Yep. You fucking have many, many years.
Is that because like the castle is giving you like too many headaches now? Do you know what I mean? With like people just showing up and like jumping the fence and like trying to skate your ramp.
It's also, just like the township, they just try to fucking throw a wrench into everything.
You're on the radar.
I'm on the radar.
Yeah.
Any kind of fun that I want to have, they have the police show up to try to shut it down, and it's very fucking frustrating. And
when it's your
I live so far in the woods that anything that I want to do, even going to the store to get a pack of smokes, is a 1 hour mission. You know what I mean? Like,
it's out there.
It is. I remember that.
Yeah. And to skate FDR, it takes over an hour to get there. I mean, I just got tired of driving the same route every day.
Yeah, dude, you had your fucking years out there doing crazy shit. Yeah, you lived it up there, dude. Like you did it. You got the best out of that place.
Yeah.
Like you fucking couldn't get no more crazier than you could get anywhere. You know?
Yeah, it was actually pretty amazing that you got away with the first one.
Yeah, dude.
The second one, they were like, nah, it's not happening. We were in quarantine in your house for 2 weeks. Couldn't even leave.
Yeah.
Because they were like,
Well, it was COVID time or something? Or wait.
No, because he was going to try and do another one. And
I remember where Yellow Wolf.
Yeah.
They shut it down.
So I had everything set up with Yellow Wolf. I had a $28,000 lighting system with a lighting dude. Then they shut it down. So then I tried to find this like Navy ship on the Camden waters to throw it on. And they said yes. And then at the last minute, I think the police of the township called and said it's going to be a disaster. There's going to be people jumping off the boat into the water. You're not going to want this. So then they shut it down as I'm having the lighting guy set it up, and then he had to take it down. Then we had another place. It was a brewing company in Bristol, Pennsylvania, which is like an hour and a half away. Everybody's trying to travel all over the place. At this point, probably 40% of the people probably showed up at the very third thing. And at this point, Yellow Wolf was just like, dude, this stage is like half set up. There's only one turntable. You said that there was going to be two. We need two. He's like, I'm just going to chill with everybody, take photos and sign shit. I'm not going to perform.
He was cool about it though, right?
Yeah,
He's your homie. So like well, that's cool. He tried.
He came back to the castle and he hung out. I didn't even know who he was. I have no idea about like that vibe. But
he's a skateboarder, right? He's was a skateboarder, right?
Didn't he do a kickflip and cowboy boots?
Tray flip and cowboy boots. But he dropped in on the extension on the mega ramp, the 15-foot extension.
Really?
There's about 6 feet of vert on that thing. He did it with no pads. I was like, what the fuck? Even I don't want to do that right now.
No way.
Yeah.
And your BAM drop-in master.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I heard he lived in Berkeley like a long time ago and was like a skateboard, like he was trying to do a skateboarding deal.
I don't know. He was a pretty cool fella as far as I know. I mean, I just thought he was a regular bloke. I didn't know he was famous or anything or any of that. I was just like, all right, mate, how you doing? And he was like, yeah, nice to meet you. Like, la-di-da.
Well, I'm like, if you're this good at skating, why don't you tie in some of your skate tricks with your music videos? He's like, I don't want to mix the two together. I'm like, there's so many rappers that clip to them like piss pedaling down the street, not even pushing right, acting like they skate when they're not good at whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they do it. You're actually good, and your style's real good as well.
Yeah.
He's like,
you're tray flipping in cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty a feat in itself.
Yeah. I can't do a 360 flip. Fuck, that's sick. In cowboy boots.
Pretty bad at them myself, actually. So
yeah. So what else is going on, Bam? Like, I know you fucking... You were in the hospital, right? You were in the hospital?
Yeah, dude, I did not know I had a gnarly case of COVID and my body shut down going into 4 seizures, lasting 10 to 20 minutes apiece. And on my fourth one, I bit my tongue so hard that it was like nearly falling off. It got so swollen and puffy that it wouldn't fit in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was drinking the infected blood. And I got pneumonia at it as well. So when Naveed, the shaman, was like, I'm taking you to the hospital. Then I break out in my fifth seizure and I couldn't breathe on my own. So luckily, if I wasn't there, I'd be dead. But they put a tube down my throat for 8 days on a fucking life support. And they finally let me go after 8 days when the COVID was gone and the pneumonia cleared up. But I woke up like thinking I was there for a couple hours. Like, dude, you've been here for over a week. I'm like, what? I just been knocked out laying in a thing.
You didn't even know.
Yeah.
So did they tell you, did they ask, or did you find out what was causing the seizures or whatever? And
the COVID, I guess, and just
poisonous blood.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Right.
So I texted him the other morning.
Yeah.
Because on Huntington Beach News on Google, it said Bam Margera died after like 5 seizures, and that was the headline.
Well, it got forwarded to England because all my friends from England are like, dude, there's an article in the UK saying that you had 5 seizures and died. I'm like, well, it was what they forgot to mention was I died in the hospital. Luckily, they had a tube down my throat to help me breathe. I'm still alive. I made it. I'm not dead.
Yeah, I got phone calls. Phone calls, dude.
Talk about the most...
Sorry, your homie passed away.
Talk about the most misleading like headline ever.
Yeah.
Because I woke up there in the morning, nearly started crying already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, what? I'm going to read this before. And then it went down the story and it said, oh, and this is what happened in the hospital. Bam had already told me this on the phone. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, yeah, I nearly died or whatever. And all this stuff. I was like, thank God for that then.
Yeah.
But talk about a misleading headline. You know what I mean? I was like, this is bullshit.
That's how they do it, dude. They try and fucking catch your fucking eyeball by doing some sketchy fucking bullshit.
That nearly wrecked my whole morning.
Yeah,
and I sent it to him and he laughed. He sent me a text back saying, laugh out loud. Apparently half of England thinks I'm dead too, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was getting phone. Like I said,
I'm not going to worry about it now. You texted me back. You know
right, yeah. I was getting phone calls like, dude, sorry about your homie. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, bam. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then I tried calling you, you didn't answer, whatever. And then I got like, oh, I read it wrong. They just like read the headline.
Yeah.
But as it goes in.
No, but the headline is
found dead.
That's all it's. No, it isn't found.
Or
Bam Margera dies after 5 seizures in the hospital.
Yeah.
That was it. So obviously you read that and you're going to go, fuck, my mate's dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you read down and it's like, oh, as he describes it in an interview with Steve-O or something or whatever it was. But that was the headline. So everyone's going to look at that, not read it and go, oh no, he's off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you're all right, dude. That's fucking, that's a scary one, man.
But dude, when they took that tube out of my throat, I felt like I sucked on Darth Vader's dick, dude. It was just like a sandpaper grip tape cock because I had to put so many like molasses down my throat to coat it and suck on lozenges and shit all hot tea all fucking day. Because I was like I had to just sip on very hot tea to the point where I was almost burning my throat for days and days just to get rid of that grip tape feeling.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You didn't even know how long you were in there, man. That's fucking nuts.
Hey,
well, I'm glad
he was like in there for a week. He's like, I missed a whole week of my life. And I was like, well, at least you're alive. So
yeah, that's all. Yeah, dude. Yeah, a week ain't nothing, dude. You're fucking. That's
sure
all. That's what we want, homie.
Sure
is that you're fucking breathing, dude.
I'm sure you lost a few weeks in your life as well without even going to hospital.
Yeah.
Well, when I finally wake up, she's like, so you're the famous guy and your nickname's Bam. I'm like, and I look down, I got a fucking boner. I'm like, well, my nickname's Boner Boy now. I guess I had morning wood or some shit. Well, my nickname's also Boner Boy, obviously.
I'm on a camping trip. I'm pitching a tent right now, lady.
Piss boner.
Piss boner. Yeah.
I got a pee boner.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, and I had to piss in the thing. I actually had to shit in the fucking thing because I couldn't leave the thing. I was on all these feeding tubes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if I had to shit, I'm shitting right there in some kind of bucket.
And where was this at? In San Diego?
Escondido Hospital, yeah.
Okay. Fuck. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then fucking, so you ended up being okay. That's good.
Yeah.
So you ended up being okay.
Made it through.
That's good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like fucking, it's crazy. Like,
dude, there's been a lot of friends that actually like had a mild case of COVID, what I thought was mild, and I find out later that they were in the hospital and pronounced dead. You know what I mean? Like,
actually, I'm going to Marc Waters' skate for Marc Waters.
That's one person I'm talking about.
Marc,
this Saturday the 14th. There's a skate down the hill in where is it? Where's the Etney skate park?
Lake Forest.
Yeah, Lake Forest. And I went to it last year when it just happened, but I'm going this Saturday to skate down the hill for him, you know.
Oh, they do that for Marc. Yeah, I know Marc since I was a little kid.
Tighten them trucks so you don't get some speed wobble.
No, I did get speed wobbles last time, but hey, man, I survived that. But, you know, rest in peace, Marc.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep, I knew Marc. Fuck, he was like, I met him when I was like, 17, I think, man.
Yeah, he helped a lot of people, you know.
Oh, yeah, he was a good dude, man. Very rest in peace for sure, man. Marc was rad. Gotta keep rolling for those who can't, man. For all the ones that we fucking lost.
Exactly.
We gotta keep those fucking wheels spinning.
There's been a few, man. There's been a lot, actually. You know, the older you get, people start dropping. And
man. It's crazy how many.
So when I saw that headline, I was like, oh, great, that wanker's gone down as well now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as we get older, man, the motherfuckers start dropping, dude. You never know when your card could be pulled. You know what I mean? That's why I fucking.
So you got to live it 100 as much as you can.
That's what's crazy about these people doing heroin these days. Everything's mixed with fentanyl, and it's basically like flipping a coin. Heads, you're dead this time. Tails, you happen to make it.
Absolutely, dude. It's
and they can't stop.
And it's that is the 100%.
In Kensington and Philadelphia, I've talked to the police. They said that they have Narcan people in the morning that were turning blue, and then when they come to, they would get mad that they ruined their high, and they're like, dude, you have to go to the hospital. You were about to die. Then they get out, and then they find them that night again in the same day to Narcan them again from another overdose. It's like, you are unbelievable.
Dude, that place, so check it out. When I was at your place, and I fucking met...
Don't tell me you hightailed it to Kensington without my knowledge, dude. You son of a bitch.
I did. I fucking.
Hey, man, I'll be right back. I'm going to go skate FDR real quick. Hey, take me to Kensington.
I was burying this conversation.
And I brought this girl. I followed the Instagram of that fucking place, Kensington, whatever it's called. And dude, it makes like Compton or somewhere look like Disneyland.
Yeah.
So this girl's like,
that sounds horrible.
It's fucking horrible, dude. And this girl's like, we'll go there. I'll take you there. I'm like, okay. We drive there and it's nighttime and it's fucking cold out. Yeah. And we get there and it was just zombies everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like a pretty girl. And I'm like, all right, you park down the street. I'm going to walk up. Anything happens to me, just take off. Just fucking go. Because I didn't want nothing to happen to her. So I fucking just see people fucking just fucking out on the street, you know, in the snow, just fucking zombied out. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, where can I get some dope? And this dude's like, follow me. And I started going down the street. And it just started getting darker and darker. And it was cold out. And he had one of those fucking face masks that keeps your face warm. Yeah. And a beanie. Like, all you could see was just that. Yeah. It's like a full robber fucking, to rob a bank fucking mask. And he had a big puffy jacket.
And is that what happened?
And he's like, come on. And I'm like, this dude's going to fucking rob me. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good. I'm going to go fucking back and find it. And I fucking turned around and jammed back. And I ended up finding it. But dude, Kensington, how you say it?
Kensington.
Yeah. It was fucking gnarly. Like, dude, I've been.
You think he was gonna rob you for sure?
Yeah, dude, he's gonna get me around the fucking corner. And I didn't know if he had a gun, like, because he had a puffy jacket, dude. And I've gotten heroin in some sketchy ass fucking places, dude, everywhere, all through fucking the United States. Dude, this place was fucking sketchy. It was fucking. I'm
going to say this because you lot are giving me an anxiety attack, let alone you going to have to do that, like for whatever you were into. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Bloody hell, just the story freaks me out. Yeah. You know what I mean? You two are lovely people.
It's crazy how powerful I would never try if you had a suitcase of $1 million and say try it once. I'd be like, keep the $1 million. I don't want it. Because I see that like, dude,
Novak with Novak.
Novak would be having like a nice movie night with his girlfriend and have this urge to do it. He'd be like, fuck, I need to start a random argument just so I can get out of the house. He'd be like, what the fuck, Apple? I told you to do the dishes and they're not done. You know what? I'm out of here. You know, I'll be back in 3 hours to cool off. You know, that's a 3 hour window to get to Kensington and I'll be back in 3 hours. Yeah, you know? They're having a nice ass romantic night watching a movie with a candle at dinner and shit. He's like, I got to start an argument so I can get out and I'll make an excuse. I need to cool off for 3 hours. You didn't do the dishes, you goddamn bitch. I'm fucking out of here. I'll be back in 3 hours till I cool off.
Yep, I would do those ones. And what's crazy is fucking...
You lot don't even need me here. You two can carry on.
No.
I have no idea what to say about any of this.
Yeah, but they're putting that fentanyl in everything now. Like in cocaine, I heard they put it in weed. You know what I mean? It's in pills. So it's seriously... It ain't like when we were younger.
Isn't that what they gave Michael Jackson or something?
Yeah. But it's similar to that. Fentanyl, it's like Prince, I think, fucking...
I think a mate of mine had a colonoscopy and he said they gave me that stuff that's killing everyone. And I was like, well, you're right. And he was like, my ass is all right and I'm still alive. So there you go.
Yeah. It's just a fucking... And it only takes like a fucking... Like that much. Like a piece of salt, like a grain of salt. Like that much could kill you. People have touched it and fucking have died. You know what I mean? It's like that potent.
All right. That's bloody...
and why, I don't know why they like...
Some people prefer only that now.
Yeah. Well, heroin addicts out, like when I was doing heroin, when I was running around doing heroin and we heard someone OD'd and died, we're like, dude, where's that stuff at? We want that.
That's crazy.
That's the good shit. We want that. Where's that? Where do we get?
I can take the mic right. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, but that's just how bad. That's just how crazy. Like the addiction. You know what I mean? Like you want the good shit. And that's just how strong of a whole.
Let's
grip
talk about more skateboarding or something a bit more lighthearted where I can maybe join in.
All right, yeah. I apologize. Yes, we can get back to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
well, he does have the best frontal wrap on the business here.
Yes,
Front foot impossible.
Yes, you do.
That's kind of you.
Yeah,
well, dude, think about like skateboarders are handsome dudes. Picture going out on a blind date and about how much nothing you would have coming. So, girl, what have you been up to? Well, I went to the library, I went flower shopping, and went to the mall. What about you? Well, I did a frontal wrap in a ditch, and I did a switch cookie grind to nollie flip out. What?
Yeah.
This is Greek. We have nothing in common here.
Yeah.
And skateboarders who are pros skate all day, so that's all they have to talk about.
Right.
They have nothing else to talk about except their skating and skate tricks.
That's all we did.
were talking about this in the car actually on the way here. He was like, yeah, you said that basically that same thing.
Yeah.
Like, where have you been today? And I said, in a drainage ditch trying to do a frontal wrap to fakie.
Yeah.
Getting all covered in rubbish and whatever. You know what I mean? And but yeah, it's a funny one.
I remember when we were all in Huntington together, though, too, when we were at Wavelengths together.
Yeah.
Remember at Wavelengths, and you're living or staying at with the bowl in the back, the flip.
No, I wasn't living there, but
you got us to be able to skate there one day.
Yeah,
what was that place
the
called?
flip bowl.
The flip bowl.
Jeremy Fox's,
Jeremy Fox's.
Jeremy Fox.
Yeah, it's private flip bowl.
Yeah, you got us to. We all skated there.
No, that was a wicked time.
Yeah, that was fun, dude.
Yeah.
That was cool. We all got to hang out.
I got
My
a
friend
Ryan.
You did.
Very quick.
You absolutely did.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, that was cool. That was
Yeah.
fun.
And I love the footage that Ryan Hall filmed. You did the tray flip rock to fakie because you missed, and you went, shit, and then rode in.
Yeah.
It's like in Ali Bilal in the flip video. He does a frontside flip to nose pick, and then he stalls. He's like, fuck! But he still pulls it in.
Back in.
But wait, you did that on the tray flip to no stall fakie as well. You said something. You were like, what?
The best part of Ali Bilal is that he's the definition of rock and roll, man. We take this boat from Helsinki to Stockholm to go visit his house and whatever and just have a good time in Stockholm. We get off the boat. He's like, you got to help him lift this boulder. I was like, why? He's like, just do it. We lift it up and there's 80 euros under there. I'm like, what's that? He's like, I had to hide it under there because I knew I'd probably get all drunk in Helsinki and spend it. So now I have it. I'm like, all right. Then that night we missed the last bus because we were at the bar and he just grabs this rock and just pounds it against his bike lock. He's like, get on the back, let's go. Then we bike 4 miles all the way to his house, and then he's like, all right, we're here. And then he just grabs it and throws it off this bridge into the river. He's like, so that's that. You know?
Yeah.
Then his parents won't let him in because he's slurring his words, and then he throws a rock through their window and spiders it. And then we had to sleep under a fucking mini ramp in the park.
That sounds exactly
crazy.
That sounds exactly like Ali because I lived with him in Huntington Beach when it was all the Warner Ave crew.
Yeah.
Well, me and Ali had an apartment, and then
Andrew Reynolds
Greco.
Greco.
And Alyssa and Greco and everyone, like all on just that little strip right there. So I remember coming home one night one morning. I didn't stay there at night. I'd been out on a jaunt. Let's say that.
All right. I got you.
I came back the next morning. I opened the door, and there was 3 girls from Arizona trying to clean up, which looked like the ocean.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
My carpet,
Pacific Ocean.
my carpet now in our 1-bedroom apartment was glistening so much it looked like the ocean.
What, a kegger spill all over the place?
No, it was
what
it was all broken glass. I mean, from wall to wall, right?
Those dudes.
And I goes, wow, the night I didn't come home. One person said, you missed the best party at your house you've ever had, and you weren't there. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, damn it.
I walk in, glass everywhere. I'm like, who the fudge are you lot? You know what I mean? And they were like, oh, does it look all right? And I goes, no, look at it. Yeah, and they're like, Well, it looked way worse earlier.
A glistening ocean is what it looks like.
All right, I don't know if these cameras can see it, but like, say that's the corner. That's the corner of the cooker. There was a dent in that. There was a dent. That bit was indented in like that. I went. What happened here? I pulled the curtain back from where Bulala was like sleeping. I looked at the closet door. There was this like bed sheet over it, and I was like, "There's definitely something up with this." I pulled the bed sheet off. The whole door was gone. Like, and I'm like, "Oh man, what have you lot done?" And he was like, "Well, we had a bit of a rager last night, and you know, and we lined up all the bottles in the kitchen and threw skateboards at him to see if we could smash them all."
Yes.
And I'm like, he's like, yes. I'm like, no. You lot are like, yeah, wicked. I'm like, no, don't get us evicted. This is a good spot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, dude, when I was living there, I stayed a couple nights there. I was also staying at Ed Templeton's, but they had, once again, another rager there. Me and Tom Penny fall asleep with this chick in the middle of us. And there's a blanket over us. And he's all laureled up, of course. But I wake up to like, getting felled up by this chick. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So then I'm like, I notice she's sleeping, and I wake up and it's just Tom not looking at what he's looking at. I'm like, Tom, you're feeling me, not the girl. Oh, fuck, sorry.
I bet.
He's all giving you a rub down. No, it's the wrong person.
Knowing how much he is a fan of Tom, that was probably the best morning of your life.
Yeah.
Hey, just letting you know, you're feeling me up, but you can continue if you want.
Yeah. And who all lived at this house, Alex? Who all lived there?
Just me and Ali, like at that.
But you'd have all the homies come over.
Ocean Breeze Villas on Warner and Edwards.
Sally Carnes was there a lot.
That was before. That was at the Barrio spot that Andrew and Jim and Brian had. Andrew, Jim, Brian, Sumner, and
Greco.
Yeah. That was that. But like then we all moved down to the Warner Ave spot. That's why we ended up becoming the Warner Ave crew. And then Piss Drunks was born as well. Like because you know, I go on a Friday, like, oh, we just got paid. I'm going to get pissed, and all the American people would go, why? Why are you going to be angry? And I was like, nah, it's Friday night. I'm going to get pissed.
Yeah.
And Bulala would go, you know, pissed.
Drunk paycheck. Why are you going to be pissed?
Right. And
no,
then,
I mean like pissed.
Yeah. And I think that's where it came from. I might be wrong, but you know.
You run with that, yeah, dude. They got it from fucking you, dude.
No, yeah, but that's how it started. And then Aaron Pissy like drew the logo and what have you. Like,
right.
Yeah.
They heard you fucking saying, I like piss. Sounds good. Like that's better than getting
pissed.
drunk. Like getting pissed.
Yeah, I'm getting pissed up tonight. It's Friday night. You know, that's what you're doing.
When I also first went there, I'd have people come up to me in England and be like, hey, man, you got a fag? Well, if you want a fag, just walk down to Soho. No, like a cigarette. I'm like, oh, a cigarette?
They do call them that, huh? They do.
Oh, you want a fag? I say walk this down to Soho 10 blocks and then you find one.
I'm not sucking your dick. No, I want a cigarette. Yeah.
No, a fag is a cigarette.
My mate Andrew Horsley, who's the photographer and chief editor of Sidewalk Mag, he came out to America, like, and we flew on the same plane. And once he got off a plane, he goes, oh, I'm dying to smoke a fag. And that doesn't mean I want to shoot a gay person.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, what, right?
That's fucking funny. Did you ever hung out with Jeff Rowley too?
Yeah, a bunch,
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, from way back.
Like, he's from Liverpool, but he was in the whole Flip mix back in England and all that.
Yeah. You wrote for Flip back in the day, right?
Yeah, well, it was Deathbox before Flip.
Deathbox. I remember Deathbox, absolutely.
So it was still Deathbox, and then when we got Tom on and Jeff, it was then transitioned into what was now DB instead of Deathbox. Because it was like, Deathbox is a little bit old hat and whatever.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then, and then it ended up being called Flip. And, and then those guys, like, moved out to America.
Dude, when everybody moved out to America, like, I was like, who are these British dudes killing it? Jeff Rowley trade flipped that 14-stair thing that was covered Trans World. Yeah. And then when he lands it, he's like, oh, that was dodgy. I'm like, dodgy? I would have been like, I fucking made that.
I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. And I was dodgy. I have to do it again.
The thing is, you got to realize, like, we've been conditioned with, like, American videos so much that like.
Yeah, you guys weren't getting the recognition, like, right? Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
No. What I'm saying is, we'd seen so many American videos. We just thought that was normal. So we would go out and do that with no video camera or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's sick, dude. No, that's
so when
fucking great.
When Jeff landed that tray flip down the Oceanside 13 or whatever,
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, that's dodgy. I better do it again."
He's like, I got another one for you.
Yeah. And everyone in America was like, "What the fuck is these guys doing?"
Yeah, they're fucking.
You've landed it, man. Like, be happy.
Yeah,
go home. No broken ankle. Wicked.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
he's like, no, I'll get another
but
one.
for
right
us
here.
back there, it was like you had to have a more consistent type thing because
Right.
that's what was portrayed in the American videos.
And I was living with Penny and Muska in Newport, and I would see Penny smoke so much weed that he would be a space cadet and barely even make sense. I couldn't even understand his sentences, and then he would
That's
just
right.
hop on
He's
his
been
he would
like
hop on a
that since
skateboard
12.
and kill it. I'm like, how are you skating so good? You can barely even. I can't even understand your sentences. You're a space cadet and you're ripping.
He's more natural on a skateboard than talking. Huh? Like, you know, like.
No, he's more natural on a skateboard than doing anything else on the
Anything
planet.
else, yeah. Once he steps on that skateboard, it's
Talking, walking, anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, it finally looked like he was born on a skateboard.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
He just got, he got
Like he frontside flipped out of his mum's womb. Put it that way.
Yeah.
You know,
He just
like,
snapped right off
with the cat's late turn, you know, which was like, you know,
snapped right off the clitoris.
oh man.
But yeah, where's he at now? Where's Tom?
I think he's in Copenhagen.
Is he right now? I'm not sure. I mean, every now and again I get lucky and he like noises me up, but he doesn't do any social media and
Right.
You know, he sticks to himself and quite frankly, it's still a delight just to see anything on the Cult of Tom like thing or you know and whenever he hits me up, it's like great. Usually my mate David John in Oxford, if he's with him, he'll get Tom to like you know, to like do a FaceTime and whatever. And yeah. And Tom's always psyched on it, but he just really doesn't care for any of that.
Yeah, that's rad. No, that's
and that's
cool.
also why he became another enigma because like he disappeared and everyone was like, oh, that's what makes him very exciting. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
rad.
Yeah.
That's like that dude from San Diego, Wes Kramer.
Yeah, he's the same.
He don't fucking give a fuck about that Instagram shit either.
Yeah.
He just wants to skate and rip.
Yeah.
I hung out with him before, and he's just down to skate. He had a flip phone.
Yeah.
He didn't have like a newer phone. He had
Some
just one of
old
those.
ass flip phone?
Yeah, he had like old flip phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a shout out too because he's got a good kickflip late shove it as well.
Wes.
Yeah,
dude. I was a good dude. I went on a trip with Jason Jesse. It was an old hard luck thing back in the day, but Wes was on it, and Evan Smith was on it.
Right on.
A couple other dude, Jimmy. No, he rides for Skate Mafia. Fuck, I forgot, dude. Cabron is his fucking. I don't know. Anyways, but
I'm just as bad as you then.
But these dudes, it was rad. Like Wes was just a fucking rad dude. I don't know. He just doesn't give a fuck either. He just doesn't care about that shit. He just wants to skateboard.
That's pretty wicked. In this day and age, everyone's trying to like go
eat that shit
check
up.
this out, do this. You know what I mean? I do a bit of it as well. You know what I mean? You know, but I think people will get really addicted to it and they do it too much. Do you know what I mean? And then they're like, check me out. And then if no one likes it, like, do you know what I mean? That likes your story or something, they're like, nobody likes me.
Yeah, fuck all
and
that.
then they get all depressed.
Yeah.
Instagram could take over some people's lives. Like anything they're doing. Oh shit! I gotta snap a photo that I'm doing Andy Wood's podcast. What up, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing Andy Wood's podcast. Hanging out with. It's like, dude, you can't even be in the moment. Everything's got to be Instagram to make sure everybody knows that you're having a good time at the beach or doing this or at a nice dinner with your pals.
Right.
No, I'm guilty of it. I did it with him today. I was like, oh, come on, we got.
No, but that's homies.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
get to see him often.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No,
So
I
it's
get it. Yeah, no, I grew up like when I grew up skating with Julian Stranger, dude, and he fucking hates.
Oh, amazing.
He hates photos, videos.
Yeah, he does.
We grew up skating with cardio. Like we didn't video. You know what I mean? We didn't.
Oh, talking to pictures.
We just skated. You know what I mean? We just fucking skated and
Hang on,
fucking
let's do one now.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, they can't eat it. It's on the gram.
But like Julian wasn't down for that. That's why I thought Julian, like we were just skating to skate. We didn't film. We like how you guys, we didn't film. We just skated, dude. We just went to go skate. And it was all right here, like the memories, you know? Like,
So
it was rad.
I have like quite an amazing story. Well, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, with Julian, Franco, and John Cards.
Yeah.
The legend, Cardiel. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
forever.
And we were at that, what's that park? Is it Venetia or Benicia?
Venetia.
I saw that in the H Street video when I was a kid on VHS.
Julian's kickflip?
Huh?
Julian's kickflip?
No, I just saw that in a H Street video when
you're
the
just
guy...
talking about the park. Yeah.
Like was doing tuck knees over over the hips and stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I got to go there with those two, right? Julian was there, Frank was there, and I'm with Cardiel, right?
Yeah.
Don't know anyone apart from Frank.
Right.
We put the barrier up on the thing.
Oh, yeah.
On the on just the transition, like the bank.
Yeah, on like the corner of it, right?
Not over.
Right.
Like
on the side of it, like a hip, right?
No, like you were going to wall ride up it, like it was like a, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like going up here, and then there was the lip right there.
Gotcha. Yep.
And Julian with his dog running around, and Frank sat behind it, held it up for us for me and him to skate.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, all right, yeah, I'll try. Do you know what I mean? And Cards was like jumping up there like no problem. And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to try. I remember I had a Santa Cruz ad actually doing a Smith grind on it.
Oh,
just
sick.
like up, Smith grind across, and then pop back in.
Yeah.
And I thought that was wicked. And also that day I had a picture in Skateboard Mag, or one of the mags, doing a kickflip over the hip. I thought it was rubbish, but when the photo come out, it looked actually
good.
Massive.
Yeah,
so I was like, well, thanks very much for that.
Yeah.
I think it was Ben Cohen who
Power of a fisheye.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's what I was going to say.
Anyway, the thing is though, like John was kind of like a musker in a way. He'd be like, "You got this, Molly. You get it."
Yeah.
And I love that energy with skateboarders. Do you know what I mean? And like, because I try and do that with people. Some people hate it when you try and do that to them. But he did that to me, and he made me get some tricks done, you know what I mean? Which was rad. And I was egging him on, and then they moved it around, and then obviously John went ballistic, and they put it over the spine version, and he backlipped the thing and what have you. And that was my only skate session with John Cardiel, and it was the best. And thank you, John, for being so
Dude, at the Tampa
what a legend.
at the Tampa Pro contest, Kerry was ripping. He had like 10 seconds left to do his big trick, and he was walking up the thing right next to me, and I just said, "Get some, Kerry," and I smacked his ass. He got so fucking pissed at me for that.
Don't touch my ass.
It just broke his concentration. To,
Oh,
you know
no,
what I mean?
like
he was all
mode.
focused, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, "Get some, you got this." You know, he was fucking furious with
Some
me.
people don't like
But he
that,
won,
man.
so he forgave me.
Yes. I think I was there that year.
Good. Oh, out there.
Oh, fuck, I don't know if you could do it in here.
No, I mean outside.
Yeah, after when we're done.
Okay,
We're done, yeah. We'll cut it in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, like, fuck, I was just going to say something. But, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. But, yeah, dude, fucking Cardiel, to skate with him, that's forever.
It's one of the best memories in skateboarding ever for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually feel that quite passionately,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but some people don't like, that's what I was going to say. I was at the Combi Bowl, and Rune Gilbert was skating, and I was firing him up, and he was like, all right, I'll get some. And then I tried to fucking like, go get some, Bucky. And he just like ignored me. He was just like, dude, he was so laser
call him the
focused.
wrong
Yeah. Bucky.
Oh, I
Listen.
thought you said Rune Clifford, and then you called him Bucky.
No, I went up to Rune because he was trying to transfer. And I'm like, fucking get some, Rune.
Right.
So he was like, okay. So he was going for it. But then Bucky was skating also. So I also went up to Bucky and was like, fucking Bucky.
All right, yeah, there
but
you go.
he was just like, he fucking just didn't
Blanked it out, like,
yeah,
yeah.
you know? And then I had, when I was doing that King of the Road, I fucking, what's his name? Fucking Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
He rides for real.
Yeah,
He was
amazing.
fucking trying to do some fucking trick, and I was yelling like right before he was going to pop on the rail. And he's like, dude, he told me to shut up. He told me, like, dude,
God,
hey, don't be doing, like, I'm like, okay, I got you. But some people fucking, that's how me and John do. Like, we'd yell at each other.
Cheering someone on, brilliant. But if you're cheering someone on when they're about to hit a handrail, not so much. Ali Boulala at the drop-down rail in Huntington Beach, right? Scary as hell. Like, you get on, it drops down, it goes down, it drops down. Right, for my like 4-on-1 thing, way back, no one will ever know.
I remember.
Anyway, you remember it? All right, thank you. But I'm there with Ali, And Ali doesn't care about any of this. You know, I'm scared shitless of this handrail. It's fucking long. You know what I mean? And every time you drop down, each section speeds up.
Right.
So unless you're really leaning back, you know, it's bad.
Yeah.
And I've got Bulala doing cartwheels in front of the fucking handrail. Do you know what I mean? Or rolling around on the floor, putting off my line of, like, you know, my line of sight to where this squared is, like, going to be where I'm going to land on.
Right.
Bug out completely. I'm like, you need to fuck right off and bugger off over there, sit in the van, go away immediately. You know what I mean? Like, you're not cheering anyone on. You're just being annoying. Like, you know, like,
I see that. Anti-Hero did King of the Road, and Cardiel was driving. Like, he was the driver, and I was passenger, and Frank Gurr was trying to board slide a rail. But like every time he'd almost make it, fucking Cardiel would like honk, yeah, let's. But after you get, you know, like fucking get it. He's like, hey, John, fucking, hey, can you not honk the horn? I'm like, whoa, like, dude, you just fucking told John, dude, you fucking.
I got another good one.
I was like, you motherfucker, dude.
I got one more.
John could spit on me, and I was fucking still go for it, like, you know. But whatever.
I got a great one. I was in Japan, right, and we were doing. Me and Emmanuel Guzman were in Japan, and we had these demos to do, right. I had this one demo, and there was a kicker in front of a picnic table lengthways. Most people were just grinding it, whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to kickflip the picnic table lengthways, of course, because that was my vibe.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right? So there was a commentator, Japanese fella, right? And every time I dropped in, he'd be like, Alex Moore, kickflip! Like that.
Alex Moore.
Yeah.
And I would try to do the kickflip. And I'm dropping in. He doesn't say it after I've landed it. Yeah. So I keep bailing, and I'm keep bailing and bailing. And finally I go up to this fella and I'm like, mate, just scream that out after I land it. Please, you're driving me mad. Right? And then I finally land it, which shouldn't have taken that long anyway because of the madness in the mind.
Right.
You know, everyone has skate madness, right? When you've got a trick. Yeah. And then he finally landed it. I landed it, and he goes, Alex Moore, kickflip. And I was like, there you go, high five, fella.
There you go.
I just got a mani pedi yesterday, a manicure pedicure. And the lady goes,
wait, you did?
Yeah. She goes,
why?
Do you want jail? I was like, jail? No, I just did a year and a half of treatment. The last thing I want is jail. I don't want jail. She's like, no, jail. I'm like, yeah, jail. She's like, no, jail. I'm like, oh, gel. Oh, like gel for my fingernail. Okay, I thought you meant jail. You want jail? No, I don't want jail.
No, fuck that.
I just did a year and a half. No, that was basically jail in my eyes.
Yeah,
with a little bit better food.
Yeah, exactly. I've gone and got my fucking, so I shaved my eyebrows fucking twice back in the day. Once with Julian and then once on my own. So they grow back crazy.
Yeah, you look like you penciled them in.
No, she fucked them up. I know. Hey, my buddy's like, I'm gonna go get them threaded, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I started making. They get these fucking and they. And it fucking feels like they're yanking them out with tweezers.
What?
But it's with thread, like fucking whatever. But I went and got it done, and then I'm like a little thinner or whatever. But I looked like a girl fucking. She did them too thin or whatever. Yeah. But you did the pedicure. I did the eyebrow threading.
That's all right. Your eyelashes look like tattoos anyway.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do, to shave them off and just tattoo eyebrows on there.
Oh my God, you look full blown.
I tried to tattoo my tongue.
Yeah, that's worn away.
It worn off.
You've been licking too much.
My homie Gabe that's here to try to do it. I love pussy.
Yeah, and it looks like you've been licking too much of it. That's why it's gone away. Well done, you, mate. All right. Happy Christmas.
I fucking love it. I'm addicted to it.
All right, we're gonna do a pause?
We're good. You guys good? Hey, Bam, I love you. Hold on, we gotta fucking
lock and low.
Hey, Alex.
We're blowing the ending.
No, you're good. Alex, I fucking love you. Bam, Bam, I fucking love you to death, dude. Man. I'm so happy you guys come. Hey, everybody. This is, dude, we lagged on Christmas, so this is episode 5, I think this will be, right? Is this episode 5?
Can I say something before you end it?
1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. Me calling, Knox Godoy. I had Knox Godoy on here. And then Ballard and Slappy. So this is the 5th one. Episode 5. This is episode 5. I'm fucking cooked. I'm burnt. I did a lot of drugs in my past, so my brain is fucking fried. So this is episode 5. Rip, Ride, or Die. Bam and Alex, motherfuckers. Don't ever forget it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. We out.
Yeah.
Oh, I needed to plug something.
Would you plug it? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right?
Bam's gonna go smoke. You're good. Look
right.
in one of these cameras.
Okay.
Look him in the eyes like you love, like whoever it is. Like,
so keep going with me for a second.
okay,
So
all right, yeah.
Can you cut it in, maybe? Can you cut it in, maybe?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Right.
of course.
So actually, like in the last, like since I last saw you, I've actually been writing some more music, and I've got a tune coming out on Senzaru Recordings out the UK.
Yeah.
By a fella, new label out the UK, by a fella Dan Asmuth, who's running the label. It's a 10-track EP with loads of famous drum and bass artists.
Yeah.
And fucking it up now. I've got to remember my shit. And the EP is called Else When, and it should be coming out around, I don't know, in the next few months. So like the end of February or whatever. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And hopefully there's a possible album in it for me later on down the road.
Are you now? What do you do? Do you sing? What do you do? Or do you play?
No, I don't sing. It's all electronic, like DJing.
Okay, but you're in on it. You're.
No, I produce the
Oh, you're producing it. Okay, okay. No, that's good.
I used to do it back in the day.
Oh, all right.
Records out in '95 on Timeless Recordings and Renegade Recordings in 2000.
Right.
Whatever. So I started doing it again, and luckily this track's been signed, and it's called Fate, and it's coming out on Senzaru Recordings on an EP called Elsewhen. So we're excited for that. So,
fuck yes.
Cheers,
all
man.
right. Cheers. Hell yeah, Alex. Yeah. I love you too, homie. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, fellas.
Special. Rip, Ride, or Die podcast brought to you by New Origins Treatment Center. Anyone struggling with addiction or mental health, this is the treatment center that helped me get me back on my feet, that helped me out, changed my life. So anyone struggling out there, you could personally give me a call at 909-800-0442. I'm telling you, so much love at this treatment center. So if anyone out there is struggling with mental health or addiction, please give me a call. Atech Recovery massage guns. These guns are amazing. If you're like me, that like to ride fast, eat shit. I don't care if you're on a motorcycle, a skateboard, if you're getting into fights, bar fights, whatever it is, and you wake up with your body beat up, these are the massage guns you want. AtechRecovery.com. Go check them out. The massage guns work great. They work wonders.